If you want to quit smoking but keep failing, this video's for you, because I'm going to show you how your brain is tricking you and how to quit smoking for good. I'm Dr. Evan Hartley. Let's get started. Smoking is one of the most common addictions of our time. Sure, there are worse addictions out there, but what makes smoking so dangerous is that it's everywhere. Tobacco companies have mastered the game in the 21st century. They're not making the mistakes they made in the 20th century. That's why quitting smoking is getting harder. Because they add addictive substances to cigarettes, turning you into a complete prisoner. Now, I'm going to explain what makes smoking so addictive, because you can't win a war without knowing your enemy. How nicotine tricks your brain, the serotonin and dopamine battle. Tobacco is naturally an addictive substance, but do you know what happens when nicotine enters your body? This is where things get interesting. The moment nicotine enters your body, it starts competing with serotonin and dopamine. It binds to their receptors and takes over their jobs. What are serotonin and dopamine? These are your happiness hormones. They regulate your emotions, help you focus, control your appetite, and sleep. Now here's where the real problem starts. When you smoke, nicotine takes over this job. Your brain notices this and thinks, if a substance from outside is doing this job, why should I bother? So it stops producing serotonin and dopamine. The result? You get stressed, you feel sad, then you take a puff and say, I feel better. But this is fake relief, because nicotine is only filling the gap it created. This is why quitting smoking is so hard. The moment you quit, you have neither serotonin nor dopamine in your body, and that's when the real difficulty begins. You feel irritable, tense, like someone is pulling things out from inside you. You get angry easily, your sleep gets disrupted, your appetite gets disrupted, you usually gain weight. This is withdrawal syndrome. Add to this the addictive substances tobacco companies put in besides nicotine. The person becomes completely unable to quit. But now I want to talk about something much more dangerous. If you have children, listen very carefully to the next section. Electronic cigarette reality, the big illegal threat in the US. Today we face an even bigger threat, electronic cigarettes. These electronic cigarettes are produced by tobacco companies themselves, and I see them in the hands of kids on the street. It's horrifying. They emit sweet smells, synthetic scents like those scented erasers we used as kids. Parents don't even notice because they don't smell bad. And unfortunately, kids are using these electronic cigarettes recklessly in schools. Here's what surprises me. These products are poorly regulated. How are they getting into our country? If they're not properly regulated, their invoices aren't legitimate either. Are all these electronic cigarettes smuggled? Are we this unprotected? As a physician, when I see electronic cigarettes in children's hands, I'm horrified. Because all the companies that produce electronic cigarettes are actually tobacco companies. Would a tobacco company produce something that replaces cigarettes and shoot itself in the foot? Of course not. Tobacco companies know these are more addictive. They know they're used at a young age. And they're encouraging this. People say it's just water vapor and smoke electronic cigarettes even indoors now. This has become horrifying. Before I continue, there's something I'm curious about. If you or someone around you uses electronic cigarettes, write yes in the comments. If not, write no please. I'm really curious about this ratio. Anyway, let's continue. Now I'm going to talk about an important issue regarding indoor smoking. Smoking ban violations and passive smoking rights. We supposedly have a smoking ban in our country, but unfortunately, in recent years I see everyone smoking recklessly indoors in restaurants and cafes I visit. I'm calling on authorities here. The indoor smoking ban is a very important issue and must be enforced. Because someone who smokes isn't just harming themselves, they're endangering my health too, making me a passive smoker. I don't accept this, I don't agree with this. I don't see this as a right. Someone who smokes doesn't have the right to smoke indoors where other people are present. In their own car? Fine. In their own home? That's different too. But smoking in public places, in public spaces, indoors, is an attack on other people's rights. This isn't democracy, this isn't freedom. Freedom ends where you harm others. That's why I don't accept the freedom to smoke in public spaces. Our laws don't accept it either. These laws need to be enforced. Now let's get to the main topic. Many patients ask, I want to quit smoking, but how? Here's the answer. The one puff trap, why you can't quit by reducing. The first step to quitting smoking is making a decision. Finish this in your head, in your brain. Make a firm decision, I will quit smoking. Set yourself a date. Set a deadline. Say, on this date, I will quit smoking, and I won't take a single puff after that, even if my hands are covered in blood. Why must you be so firm? Because smoking addiction isn't a forgotten addiction. You quit smoking, 5 years pass. 5 years later, a friend says, come on, just one cigarette for pleasure. What's one puff? You already quit. That one puff brings you right back. Your body never closes the file. It keeps it waiting. You start again with one puff. You can't quit by reducing. You need to quit like cutting with a knife. But be careful, you won't do this randomly. You need preparation. In the next section, I'll give you a full 3-month preparation plan. 3-month preparation plan and the cold turkey method. You've set the date. Make this date 2 to 3 months away. Why? Because you'll need to prepare. Let's say you said you'll quit on June 17th. You said, I won't take a single puff from that day on. What will you do now? You'll immediately start using certain supplements for these 3 months. These will make the withdrawal period much easier for you. I'll explain them one by one in the next section. 4 critical supplements to make quitting easier: saffron, omega-3, probiotics, vitamin D. Here are the 4 critical supplements you need to use for 3 months. 1. Probiotics. Start using probiotics immediately. Probiotics in our body are microorganisms that produce serotonin. Probiotics produce 95% of the serotonin produced in our body. Get a probiotic supplement that dissolves in the gut. 2. Omega-3. Omega-3 will also help you quit smoking. It affects brain health, supports dopamine. It's an extremely beneficial supplement. 3. Saffron. I always start my patients on saffron supplements. Saffron is a very powerful natural antidepressant. It increases your serotonin levels, improves its metabolism. It will relax you a lot when quitting smoking. It will reduce your withdrawal syndrome. And because it raises serotonin levels, it will help you feel less withdrawal. You'll be calmer, more peaceful. 4. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is also very important. It's actually a hormone, not a vitamin. It's directly related to happiness. Get your vitamin D above 100 during these 3 months. For 3 months. Omega-3, probiotics, saffron, vitamin D, you got your supplements. Now the second step, prepare yourself psychologically. See that date like an exam. Prepare like you're preparing for a college entrance exam. And then you'll cut smoking like cutting with a knife. The first day will be hard. The second day will be harder. But the hardest day is the first day, the hardest week is the first week, the hardest month is the first month. It will get easier every day. Withdrawal will decrease every week. After that, all you need is personal control. They'll offer you cigarettes because they know you used to smoke. You'll refuse. You'll refuse in friend gatherings. You'll refuse at parties. You won't take even one puff. If you take one puff, you'll go back. Quitting smoking is possible. You'll create the solution. I took this treatment and quit. I took that treatment and quit. These are temporary. Quitting smoking is a matter of willpower. Fix your diet too. Eat plenty of pickles, consume vinegar, consume homemade yogurt, take probiotics. You can quit smoking. Trust yourself. However you started, that's how you'll quit. But now I'm going to tell you something very important. Especially if you're a parent, the next section is for you. How you're poisoning your child even if you smoke on the balcony. Don't poison yourself or your family anymore. Remember this. The nicotine breath of a smoking mother or father affects their child too. You say, I don't smoke around the child, you go out on the balcony, you smoke. But you keep releasing nicotine, your child becomes a passive smoker. Why are you poisoning your own child? Do you want to give your child cancer? Smoking is one of the most powerful carcinogens known in the world. You're giving your child one of the worst known carcinogens. Please don't just think about yourself when quitting smoking. Think about your family, your loved ones. Quit for them. Quitting is in your hands. If you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to mention them in the comments. I try to answer all comments whenever I have time. I'm Dr. Evan Hartley. On the HealthHub channel, I strive to bring you important information for a healthy life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment for more content. Stay healthy.